On November the 19th, 6 ATACMS missiles manufactured in the US were used, and on the 21st, a combined attack using Storm Shadow manufactured in the UK and missiles manufactured in the US were used to attack missile targets in the Bryansk and Kursk regions of the Russian Federation. Starting from that point, as we have underscored many times, the regional conflict in Ukraine, provoked by the West, acquired a global character. Our anti-missile systems countered those attacks. As a result, the targets and objectives set by the enemy were not achieved. As a response to the use of US and UK manufactured weapons, the Russian forces have carried out a combined strike on one of the military-industrial facilities in Ukraine. And this included the test of a novel intermediate-range Russian missile system. A ballistic missile with a non-nuclear hypersonic payload was used. The test was carried out successfully. The objectives of the launch have been met. The further course of action will be determined based on the threats to the security of the Russian Federation. We believe that we have the right to use our weapons against military facilities of countries who allow their weapons to be used against ours. And in case of an escalation, we will act as decisively in a mirror fashion. The ruling elites of the countries are nurturing plans to use their military contingents against Russia should be warned. And we do not have any fears that it will reduce the effectiveness of those systems, because there is no way to counteract a missile that flies at 10 Mach, which is 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second. The existing anti-missile systems and the anti-missile systems deployed by the United States and Europe cannot intercept such missiles. It is impossible. So we have always preferred, and we still prefer, to resolve our disagreements using peaceful means, but we are prepared for any scenario, and if anyone has any doubts, they shouldn't. There will always be a response.
Blessed Elena Aiello, Russia will march upon Europe. Blessed Elena Aiello, who lived from 1895 to 1961, was a mystic, stigmatic, victim soul and foundress of the Minim Tertiaries of the Passion of our Lord Jesus Christ. Her extraordinary life was also marked by prophecies that are arguably unfolding at this present hour, particularly with the outbreak of war with Russia. Here are some of them. Our Lady to Blessed Elena on Good Friday 1960. The world has become as a flooded valley, overflowing with filth and mud. Some of the most difficult trials of divine justice are yet to come before the deluge of fire. I, for a long time, have advised men in many ways, but they do not listen to my maternal appeals, and they continue to walk the paths of perdition. But soon terrifying manifestations will be seen, which will make even the most obdurate sinners tremble. Great calamities will come upon the world, which will bring confusion, tears, struggles, and pain. Great earthquakes will swallow up entire cities and countries, and will bring epidemics, famine, and terrible destruction, especially where the sons of darkness are, pagan or anti-God nations. In these tragic hours, the world has need of prayers and penance, because the Pope, the priests, and the Church are in danger. If we do not pray, Russia will march upon all of Europe, and particularly upon Italy, bringing much more ruin and havoc. Hence, the priests must be in the front line of defense of the church by example and sanctity in life, for materialism is breaking forth in all nations, and evil prevails over good. The rulers of the people do not understand this, because they do not have the Christian spirit. In their blindness, do not see the truth. In Italy, some leaders, like rapacious wolves in sheep's clothing, while calling themselves Christians, open the door to materialism, and fostering dishonest actions will bring Italy to ruin. But many of them too will fall in confusion. Propagate the devotions to my Immaculate Heart of Mother of Mercy, mediatrix of men, who believe in the mercy of God and of the Queen of the universe. I will manifest my partiality for Italy, which will be preserved from the fire, but the skies will be covered with dense darkness, and the earth will be shaken by fearful earthquakes, which will open deep abysses. Provinces and cities will be destroyed, and all will cry out that the end of the world has come. Even Rome will be punished, according to justice for its many and serious sins, because here sin has reached its peak. Pray, and lose no time, lest it be too late, since dense darkness surrounds the earth and the enemy is at the doors. Our Lady, on the Feast of the Immaculate Heart, on August 22nd, 1960. The hour of the justice of God is close and will be terrible. Tremendous scourges are impending over the world, and various nations are struck by epidemics, famines, great earthquakes, terrific hurricanes with overflowing rivers and seas, which bring ruin and death. If the people do not recognize in these scourges of nature the warnings of divine mercy, and do not return to God with truly Christian living, another terrible war will come from the east to the west. Russia with her secret armies will battle America, will overrun Europe. The river Rhine will be overflowing with corpses and blood. Italy also will be harassed by a great revolution, and the Pope will suffer terribly. Spread the devotion to my Immaculate Heart, in order that many souls may be conquered by my love, that many sinners may return to my maternal heart. Do not fear, for I will accompany with my maternal protection my faithful ones, and all those who accept my urgent warnings, and they, especially by the recitations of my rosary, will be saved. Satan goes furiously through this disordered world, and soon will show all his might. But because of my Immaculate Heart, the triumph of light will not delay in its triumph over the power of darkness, and the world finally will have tranquility and peace. Our Lady on the Storm. People are offending God too much. Were I to show you all the sins committed on a single day, you would surely die of grief. These are grave times. The world is thoroughly upset because it is in a worse condition than at the time of the deluge. Materialism marches on, ever fomenting bloody strifes and fratricidal struggles. Clear signs portend that peace is in danger. That scourge, like the shadow of a dark cloud, is now moving across mankind. Only my power as Mother of God is preventing the outbreak of the storm. All is hanging on a slender thread. When that thread shall snap, divine justice shall pounce upon the world and execute its dreadful purging designs. All the nations shall be punished because sins like a muddy river are now covering all the earth. The powers of evil are getting ready to strike furiously in every part of the globe. Tragic events are in store for the future. For quite a while and in many a way, I have warned the world. The nation's rulers do indeed understand the gravity of these dangers, but they refuse to acknowledge that it is necessary for all people to practice a truly Christian life to counteract that scourge. Oh, what torture I feel in my heart on beholding mankind so engrossed in all kinds of things and completely ignoring the most important duty of their reconciliation with God. The time is not far off now when the whole world shall be greatly disturbed. A great deal of blood of just and innocent people as well as saintly priests will be poured out. The church shall suffer very much, and hatred will be at its very peak. Italy shall be humiliated and purged in her blood. She shall suffer very much indeed on account of the multitude of sins committed in this privileged nation, the abode of the Vicar of Christ. You cannot possibly imagine what is going to happen. A great revolution shall break out, and the streets shall be stained with blood. The Pope's sufferings on this occasion may well be compared to the agony that will shorten his pilgrimage on earth. His successor shall pilot the boat during the storm, but the punishment of the wicked shall not be slow. That will be an exceedingly dreadful day. The earth shall quake so violently as to scare all mankind, and so the wicked shall perish according to the inexorable severity of divine justice. If possible, publish this message throughout the world and admonish all the people to do penance and to return right away to God.
Welcome to Mother and Refuge of the End Times. We are excited to be releasing our 4th book of prayers, introducing our most comprehensive book of prayers to date, entitled My Daily Prayer Book, Hope of a New Heaven and a New Earth. This collection of the most beautiful prayers is dedicated to and inspired by the Queen and Mother of the End Times. As is seen on the cover page, immerse yourself in the profound richness of Catholic tradition with Mother and Refuge of the End Times, My Daily Prayer Book. This meticulously curated collection features prayers for every moment and every occasion, providing spiritual support and inspiration throughout your day. Begin each morning with powerful prayers like the morning offering in the prayer to obtain the grace of all the world's masses. Deepen your devotion with prayers dedicated to the divine will and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Honor significant moments with consecration prayers, including those to our Blessed Mother, Saint Joseph, in the most Sacred Heart of Jesus. Engage in heartfelt devotions to the precious blood in the Holy Rosary, and find comfort in the timeless supplications to Our Lady. Enhance your spiritual armor with prayers for protection, conversion, reparation in the Holy Trinity. This comprehensive prayer book also includes special sections for confession, Mass, the Holy Souls, bedtime, and saint intercessions, ensuring you are spiritually fortified at all times. Perfect for personal devotion or as a thoughtful gift, this prayer book is your companion in faith, offering solace, strength, and a deeper connection with God. Enrich your spiritual journey today and embrace the power of prayer with Mother and Refuge of the End Times, My Daily Prayer Book. As always, we thank you so much for your support of this ministry, and may the Lord always shed His grace and love upon you.